Okay, so this is Mary Cordelia again, and I'm here with my friend Dawn and her beautiful son Bruce. And Dawn's taking a moment out of her busy day as a mom and a human being in many other ways, an entrepreneur, to connect with me and share some stuff about her experiences with the 21-day empowerment challenge.
Well, thank you, Mary. Thank you for having these challenges. It was a very interesting way that I even found the first challenge, the first one in November.
Uh-huh.
I was going through a really rough patch. I had just had a baby, and this one, as a matter of fact.
That one right there,
this one right here. He was born in July, and my husband and I had closed our cafe, and we were kind of at a really low point, just for both of us, and I didn't know what to do. I had been doing for 30 years, 30 plus years, I had walked as a devout Christian and had very strong, zealous beliefs, and was very aware of the nuances of my faith and the nuances of various sects within my faith. So I wasn't just a nominal Christian. I knew my shit. I really knew my shit, and I preached it every day, and I did my best to walk it. And I felt like I was the worst Christian because I could not figure out what was wrong with me.
Yeah.
Why these things that I was supposed to be, overcoming, I could never overcome. Well, when I was 38 in 2016, I had a spiritual awakening, I guess you could say. I didn't abandon God and Jesus. I still very much believed in a higher power. I believed that Jesus was someone that was close to me, that I had an intimate personal relationship with. But I began to rethink everything that I understood about life, the universe, and everything. And I discovered Abraham Hicks. I discovered Bashar and Teal Swan, and all of these people that I started listening to and allowing myself to hear. And really, it was Abraham Hicks that resonated the most. I felt when I would listen to Esther, when I would watch the videos, I felt as if I was hearing something I already knew, even if it was completely new to me material. It was like, oh yeah, I know that that's true. And it wasn't like I was learning; it was like remembering. And so I had a huge change in life. The marriage that I was in at that point broke apart because of this sexual change. And I just completely changed my life and got into a whole new way of doing and learning and being and knowing. And I felt this acceleration of just moving forward and wow, I am getting better at these things that I had, as a Christian, I had always had every moment of every day this doubt and sense of dread, like I was going to screw it up. When I was able to let that go for the first time in my life, I had real peace, the peace that transcends all understanding. I finally found it when I let go of trying to find it. And so that was amazing. So for the past 5 years, I've been walking that path, and I've been experiencing growth. But there were still things that I did not know how to overcome. And I would listen to the videos, and I would read the books, and I would go to the gurus, and I would take the Tony Robbins and the Lisa Nichols, and I took so many programs, and I got money back on so many programs because it didn't work. They did not work for me.
Yeah.
And I had resentment about it, and I had not despair, because I had finally reached a point where like despair was no longer controlling how I made decisions. But here we are. I have a brand new baby. We've just moved into a new house with my in-laws. And I don't know what neither of us have a real job. And, I didn't know what I was going to do. And I knew that all of the positive things and all of the, pre-paving and everything that I've been doing wasn't getting me where I wanted to be, nowhere fast enough. But I couldn't see where I was broken to fix it. And I get an email, and I never check my email. I don't check voicemail. I don't check any of that. I'm just like, if I don't catch you, I don't, But I got this email, and I opened it up, and it was your newsletter. It was a newsletter from someone I'd never heard of before, and I'm like,
I think I said one in my life.
I'm like, I never subscribed to this newsletter, and it was talking about the 21-day. It was the transformation challenge.
Yes, that was the first name.
Point.
I couldn't remember that. Right.
Yeah. So the 21-day transformation challenge, and I'm like, and I read, I read your copy, and I'm thinking to myself, well, this sounds interesting. And I followed the link to your Facebook, and I watched the video, and you talked about a scholarship, because I was just like, I'm not spending money on this crap anymore.
I hear you.
this is no. And at that point I was broke. I didn't have, I had like $2.
Yeah.
I don't think I even had $2. I was like, I was in a hole. And so I just sent you up a text message or a private message on Facebook, and I said, hey, I just saw your newsletter, and I'm interested in this, and can you tell me more about the scholarship? And and you explained the nature of your scholarship and everything like that. And in the end, I was like, well, I don't think I can afford even that. I'm that far down. And I forgot about it. I just let it go. And 2 weeks later, it was the night before it was supposed to launch. You messaged me and said, I really feel like you're supposed to be in here. So I put you in the group, and you can, we'll work out the details later.
I have no recollection of doing this at all. That's hilarious.
Like,
good for me.
I was like, holy cow.
That's beautiful.
So I joined the group, and from day one, it was amazing, because there was no pressure. It wasn't like, you're going to keep this journal, and you're going to do this workbook, and you're going to do these things, and blah, blah, blah.
Here's the 357 steps you have to take.
Right. It was not like that at all. It was, okay, so here are some tools. No pressure. You can use the tools. You cannot use the tools. If you use the tools, I'd like it if you posted about what you experienced when you used the tools. Just tell us. And it was so easy. And getting to pick what I wanted to, what resonated with me, and being able to just really follow the impulses, follow my own inner guidance in order to unlock the thing.
What?
And it was, I know, what?
I know, right? Why is that so hard to teach?
Yeah. And being able to give myself grace, you know, to say, the space to say, okay, got this.
That's just a moment of the phone, a phone call coming through. Hold on.
I'm sorry about that.
Whatever, we're good.
If only I could block calls.
We know, I just want to be clear, zero pressure is where we operate. And this is one of the reasons John and I have connected. And so right here on this, when that happens, it's like, okay, whatever, just an opportunity to practice zero pressure, delight, that's no problem.
Yeah, nothing has gone wrong.
Nope.
Nothing has gone wrong. And so being able to do that, and just so learning awareness, learning to be aware. And I was shocked in the second week when I realized.
You guys can see why I'm on, right? You can see why something in me is like, I want you in my group. Please go ahead. You were shocked.
I was astounded when I recognized that the voice in my head was an asshole.
Oh, I remember that moment, actually, Dawn. I remember very well. You were like, oh my God, that's what my bed is doing? Yes, it's a really important wake-up call, isn't it?
It was, because I thought I was all light and rainbows.
Yep.
And I thought I was the nicest person. I couldn't understand why people didn't like me.
Well, you are the nicest person.
Why I had
don't
such a
understand why people don't, if anyone doesn't like you. But go ahead.
Why I didn't get along with certain people.
Yeah.
Whoa, hey. Calm down. Everything's okay. You're all right. Here, have Bunny. You want Bunny? Bunny. Sorry, his head banging bunny. He has to have his head banging bunny. So when I realized that the voice in my head was primarily critical of all of the other people around me.
Yes.
When I finally caught that and recognized it and realized that this was going on 24/7, that I was looking at other people and looking for things that they needed to correct. And I was doing it to myself too.
Sounds exhausting.
And that just blew the lid off.
Yeah.
So being able to see that, recognize that, and then look out for it. And to be able to say, okay, got it. You know, I don't like what that person's doing. I don't have to like what that person's doing, but they don't have to stop what they're doing either. They're within their rights to do whatever they're doing. And they're having their own experience, and I'm having my experience, and I don't have to approve of their experience, and they don't have to approve of mine. You know, it's all okay.
Yeah.
Nothing has gone wrong. Okay, I will plug it back in. I'm sorry. Here. Let's do it. Let's plug it in. Let's plug it in. See? Now it's plugged in. See? All right. So being able to do that in the first challenge really it opened everything up. And from that point on, I not only was I sold, I was able to see other things more clearly and start moving forward in other areas. So then I signed up for the second one. I signed up for the third one, and came along in Continuum. And it's just been, it's been snowballing. And I've been setting my own kinds of challenges for myself. Like, I did my 30-day vortex story challenge.
Yep.
Where I just, for 30 days, I made it a point to write down either a vortex story or an observation of what had happened because I was doing my vortex story. And that was amazing. I came out of that 30 days so much happier than I had been.
Yeah.
And and that's not to say that during these times, while being involved in this, I still had shit going on. I was suicidal at one point, even in the midst of all of this. But the wonderful thing is I had tools. I had tools, and I had a fabulous mentor, and I had people, the team of people who could support me and understand that I could go to and say, okay, I am feeling this, and I don't like feeling this, and I don't know how to stop feeling this.
Yes.
And to be able to walk through that and be like, okay, got it. Now here are some tools to get us, let's get you in your body. Let's get you in the moment and realize that now is okay. Everything's okay right now. Nothing bad is going on. Safe, and to be able to do that was invaluable and quite possibly life saving. Um, I know that I came here with a purpose.
Yeah.
And I know that this little guy is here with a purpose, and
Yeah.
that we are fulfilling our purpose together for as long as we're together, And I am so glad that that I have gone through each of the 21 days. I'm going to go through the next one because we never stop learning. There's always something more,
And
and I
fun.
can't wait to see. And I can't wait to see what tweaks Mary has made, because you went on that retreat and came back with all kinds of ideas. So I want to see how those are being implemented.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to see what's next.
Yeah. And it'll be really fun for me too, because the people who are coming back can say, well, hear it more clearly because we got reference. Here's
Right.
what I liked about the changes. Here's what I didn't. And then we grow from there. So that's great. That's great. So Dawn, just in terms of pragmatic, I just think it's really worth noticing. Here are the things that I would like to note. There are many things that have changed since we started together in November. So that's what, like 9 months, something like that. But in that time, first of all, I want to say it's obvious to me you're just much happier and having a lot more fun most of the time, right? With
Yeah.
space for difficult days. Like I believe you had a difficult day this week, right? And then you posted and then you got support. And the nice thing about the group, of course, is that if I'm not on there right away, everybody else is. And we've all practiced being really present for one another, really allowing.
Yeah.
So things happen, right? So you're just much happier and much more, I'm going to say, feeling empowered in your life. Would you agree with that?
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel less like things are happening to me and more like things are happening from me.
Yes. Yes.
And that's a very important distinction.
It is that sense of like, okay, I am stepping forward, creating the stuff I want. And one of the things that's changing in life, you used to have this really super cool yellow car that you're sitting in. That's a new
Yes.
thing.
Yes. And I put a black and yellow car in my vortex, like 3 years ago. So
Yep.
here it is.
Here it is. It just showed up about a month ago. And of course,
Yep.
you're working in a job and navigating it really well. And the challenges of raising a kid and all the yada yada, navigating those really well. And so, yeah, I mean, it's been a joy to play this game with you ongoing. And I'm sure glad you're continuing. And I'm really glad that you came to talk to people about it. So is there anything else you would like to say that just like adds to it or sums it up or?
I'm just really excited to see the unfolding and what comes from this as more people become empowered and learn how to navigate themselves more skillfully,
Right.
and to see what grows out of that. Because you and I have talked about our vision for this world and for what's to come, and the way that that's going to happen is more people getting into themselves and learning how to um, access this reality in a skillful and fruitful way.
Yeah.
And not just having the global concerns bearing down on them,
Right.
and either sparking them to anger or to paralysis.
Right,
you
exactly.
know.
Anger and paralysis is such, those are the sort of two extreme reactions to difficult situations. Right. So,
Yeah,
so what I'm hearing, I just want to put the words on that I would like to put. I interrupt all the time, by the way. You guys will get used to this, and then you can interrupt back. Is to just notice more and more people, or help create more and more people having an empowered relationship to creating the life they want. That's really the
absolutely.
sort of like boiling down of it all. And so whether you're interested in global stuff, or whether honestly all you want to do is like be a better baker or macrame maker, or I don't care, a musician, one of our continuum members is very much on the like hands off of life. I don't want to work, I don't want to do nothing. And we're like, awesome, life is what you want to make it. But whatever that is, to have a more empowered relationship to your desires.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So so that people can, the paraphrase of the Gandhi quote, to be the change, well, sometimes you can't be the change until you know what needs to be changed.
Sure, that's right.
So,
That's right. That's right. Beautiful.
all right.
Well,
Well,
thank you,
thank you,
Dawn.
Mary.
I'll see you around,
Yep.
and I love having you in there, as you know.
Yes. It's good times.
Yeah, and I love having Bruce there. By the way, Bruce comes to lots of our meetings, and he always smiles and waves. Almost never cries. That was maybe the first time.
Yeah, it's hot.
Yeah,
He's got a little bit of prickly heat. I turned the car off and sat in the shade, and there's a nice breeze, but it got hot all of a sudden there, so
yeah,
he was cranky.
yeah. All right. Well, go be in the cool, and thank you again.
Thank you. Bye
Okay.
bye.
Bye.